TGI Gratitude. Welcome to Love Morning. This is our daily chance to dig deep, share gratitude, and think about who we want to be today. What you grateful for? I am pounding coffee, although a part of me was thinking yesterday, I was like, tomorrow maybe I'll start minimizing the coffee, but nope, I have not done that so far. So I'm just a simple man addicted to caffeine. Good morning, Gerbot. If you're here, say hello. And we'll try a little song to start the day, 'cause you know what I'm gonna say. Even if my voice sounds kind of bad, we all share things are rad, 'cause it's gratitude time together. It's kind of overcast weather. Everybody be scared of bears as we dance in our underwears. Good morning. Okay. Things do not bode well for my mind this morning. Gerbot is grateful it is Friday. Me too. Good morning, Juan. I am grateful that I'm heading off on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back. No, I do know back. I'll be back Monday, I think. Is that right? Yes. Yes, heading out tomorrow to Monterey for a wedding and a choir picnic and potluck. There's two choirs that Lisa is leading, one in San Diego, one in Monterey. So going to hang out with the Monterey crew and get to be Lisa's date, which is my favorite thing. Not going to weddings, but just being Lisa's date. Juan says, thank you for the artwork and inspiration. Juan sent me a note with some brainstorming ideas about some camp names and camp ideas for his Burning Man project. And I fed some of those ideas through ChatGPT's image creation and shot him back some logos and stuff. So my pleasure. It was fun to see what the AI I don't know what it output from the input of your ideas. Gerbot is grateful for YouTube bringing new tunes. What are tunes? Do I need new tunes? I don't even know what that is. Tunes? I am grateful for all that is working in my body. I'm grateful for some really deep conversations with Lisa yesterday. She is a deep thinker, and she reads a bunch, and she contemplates and works with people in a counseling way, and is just really inspiring. And so we were talking about just current events and how we show up in a way that is in line with our spiritual paths, and just consistently impressed by how she articulates things. And it's just not just the words. She embodies and articulates really inspiring perspectives. Tunes equals music. Got it. Excellent. I have been enjoying old tunes. I've been listening to the Pandora, alternative 80s station. and it's been fun to re-listen to songs I haven't heard in a long time, but used to be very important to me. Or either they were important to me, or they're just part of what I used to listen to on the radio back then. So I'm trying to up my music listening. When I used to have records, and then I had tapes, and then I had MP3 collections and playlists I would download, and have these playlists of all sorts of iTunes playlists. And then as they just kept changing iTunes, and then you had to repurchase tracks, and then when you got a new computer, it wouldn't transfer things, and then it's all streaming services. So now, my relationship to music is much less than it used to be. I really just go to a Pandora station and listen to, I'll listen to the Beastie Boys Pandora station, or the Crystal Method Pandora station, or the Bonobo Pandora station. But now I'm listening to the alternative 80s, which is like 901X in the 90s. It's pretty fun. Wait, not 90s. Yeah, 90s, I think. 90s alternative, not 80s alternative. I am grateful for an opportunity to record a new episode of Heart on the 80s last night with Shonda and Jim. Always fun to get together with them. Although the recording didn't go the way I thought it would. Shonda did not enjoy the movie, and as I was talking about stuff that I thought was great, we just we didn't really find a good groove, I thought. But whatever, that's par for the course. But now I have to edit it, and I've got to figure out how much time do I want to spend editing it, since I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe it'll be better upon second listen. Who else has got something to be grateful for today? Something you're appreciating? We'll stay here for a few more minutes and see what pops up in people's minds. I'm grateful for air travel. Grateful for the ease by which I can go to another part of this country. I mean, it's really this state, but technically both are true. Grateful for some beautiful quality time with Lisa yesterday. Grateful we started rewatching Mr. Robot. It's now on Netflix. And it was years ago that I watched it. And I as soon as I saw it again, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to rewatch this. I'm like, Lisa, do you want to rewatch this with me? And we watched the trailer, and she said, sure. But it's kind of... We'll see if it continues to be something she enjoys. But it's a really well done show. Really love it. Andrew says, our generation got effed. I bought LPs, then I bought CDs just before Napster iPods came out, and now we're using Spotify, so I've paid for some of my favorite music 4 times. Grateful for good music. No Boston, Journey, or country and western. Oh, man. Boston, I don't know, what was something else? Boston was in a conversation yesterday around something. Maybe it was in a gratitude circle. Someone was grateful for Boston. No, I can't. More Than a Feeling was someone's go-to song. Gearbot says, I'm grateful for having a tight group of friends. That's the greatest treasure. That and family. I'm grateful that my beloved loves me for who I am as my beard and hair starts to become not insignificant. It's at this stage where it's hard to do much with. And it's been so hot that it's hard. I feel I don't like to wear a hat. So it's hard not to look like Einstein every time I leave the house, that's a lot to ask for a partner to tie their horse to. It's kind of like having pink hair. It stands out. Although when I met her, I didn't have pink hair. I had my short natural hair, and she has demonstrated that she is not with me for my exterior, which I appreciate. I am grateful for a laughter-filled conversation with my dad on the phone yesterday. Grateful for gratitude circles in Zoom and the beautiful things people share. I'm grateful for a light sculpture that I ordered from Pierre, who's often pops in here in the morning, and he is a gratitude regular from the Netherlands, and he launched a company and made this light sculpture, and so I ordered one. And so if it can make it through international postage, we'll see what happens when it gets to the border. I can totally see I'm crossing my fingers there's not like some massive tariff on it. Gearbot is also grateful for working AC as it's getting hot up here. Hot and smoky. Ooh. I'm grateful for AC, although I had this fantasy that the AC in this house because this house is pretty newly remodeled, and I thought the AC would just like cool the house down, and it struggles. Once the house is hot, it really has a hard time cooling the house down. So I think what our plan is from now is we're gonna, open the house up at night, cool it down, and then start the AC mid-morning to see if we can keep the temperature down during the hot afternoons, which is, higher electrical bills, but I don't think we have much of a choice. Natasha, good morning. Natasha says, I just bought a record, or I'm grateful that I just bought a record player for all the vinyl we have that doesn't get played. Well, good on you for saving your vinyl. I think I've purged my records. I purged my CDs. I do have a hard drive somewhere filled with tons of music, but I mean, when you improv a song every morning, do you really need a record collection? Answer, yes. Yes, you do. Any last gratitudes before we head out into the day? I've got travel plans today, so I'm going to be pleasant and patient and try to embrace some stillness, maybe try to do a little, maybe I'm going to watch some shows on the plane, but maybe try to spend a few minutes in contemplation and quiet during this day of travel. Natasha Green, yes, crank the AC early in the day so it's easier for it to keep up throughout the day. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. I've never had, a central air conditioning, and I'm learning that what you say is true. We're gonna have to just keep the AC on. Gearbot says, safe travels and enjoy Monterey. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's going to be great. Looks like the weather isn't going to be too hot, which is always one of my fears in traveling, especially when I'm going to a wedding and planning on wearing a suit. Like yesterday afternoon, it was hot here and the AC wasn't cooling down the house. And I was just like trying to pack. I'm going like, oh man, I'm bringing a backup outfit to the wedding. So during the reception, I might switch into a light top. Thank you, Jeannie, and good morning. Juan is grateful for great tools as I roll down the streets and say good morning to people. Yay, I love knowing you're doing that. Oh, tunes. The great tunes as you're cruising down the street. Thanks, Juan. Tasha is grateful for 6 dogs and all their different personalities and keeping me active and engaged. Woo! I'm happy they make you happy. And Natasha is very grateful we were able to afford a new AC unit this month. Oh man, that's luxury. Being able to control the temperature of your home. Something that all but the most recent generations would have thought as a science fiction impossibility. But look at us. Whee! I mean, some of these temperatures in Arizona and interior California right now, it's like 120 degrees. That is, I mean, I get uncomfortable at 80. Whew! So I'm grateful that I live someplace where it doesn't get that hot, and I'm grateful that there's AC when it does, and grateful that I have access to a shower to take a cold shower, what is as cold as it gets this time of year. It's not really a cold shower, but it's a not warm shower. Good morning, Steve. And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of this day and sharing some gratitude and remembering that each of us has an opportunity to make little choices all day long that make us feel good about who we are. And while it feels often that what we do doesn't make a difference, everything we do does make a difference. Everything we do creates ripples. And we have no idea how profoundly positive just maintaining a energy of gratitude and appreciation and kindness and leaving a trail of compliments and smiles and sparkly eyes. So let's do that today. Tasha says, I am grateful for my problems. Me too. And with that, wherever you are, let's give our bodies a hug. And as we hug ourselves, imagine that we are embracing one another in one big collective group hug beyond the physical, including everyone that we care about, everyone that is like-minded, just coming together in this moment of a shared recognition of the intense overlap and interconnectedness of our human experiences. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us. Thank you for being here, TJIF. Enjoy your weekend. I will plan to see you maybe through the weekend, but it could be as late as Tuesday. We're flying back on Monday, so enjoy your weekend. I'll see you soon. I love you.